So now that he's resigning, the big question is, how is this going to affect the race going forward between the two remaining candidates, Carrie Moon and Jenny Durkin? Now, this morning, joining us kindly is political strategist Ron Dotzauer with Strategies 360. Right. So the biggest question is, what does this mean for the election going forward?
Well, it means that both candidates for mayor are going to have to be ready as soon as the election is certified to take over the job. Mm-hmm. And that's a big change, because usually they get a little bit of a break between the early November election and the January swearing in. That's now gone. The bigger issue is, we have the interim period here. So as opposed to January swearing in, we have a November swearing in. Mm-hmm. And then we have this kind of 2+ month window here about who's going to be at the helm during this interim period. Initially, it's going to be Bruce Harrell, at least for the next 5 days. And then the lawyers are going to figure out whether or not he's going to have to give up his seat or not. And if he has to give up his seat, then I think they'll turn to somebody else on the council. And in my opinion, I think it's probably going to be Tim Burgess, because he doesn't have to give up his seat to do this job.
And he knows the council well,
he
2008
does.
And all
yes.
of that. So do you think this is going to affect any issues? I mean, from your point of view, you've got the arena still up in the air.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of things. What do you think?
I think that's the biggest one right now. I think there's other issues that are ongoing, but I think the plan was in place to have that MOU done with this administration by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Now that there's some doubt on that, because there's a who's on first question, number one, and then do they have enough council votes? If somebody moves off it, can they get a replacement in there? What if there's a tie? There's not another vote. I mean, all of that casts, in my opinion, a big doubt on what's going to happen with the MOU, and now it looks to me there's a high probability that it may get punted over to the new administration.
Wow, yeah.
And that
you need a team too.
Yeah.
So also, I just want to ask you too, innocent until proven guilty,
yes.
right, in this case.
Yes.
The mayor is continuing to say he has nothing to do with all of this, standing his ground, but is it just toxic for anyone? This is one of those issues you just can't, it's the worst of the worst issues, whether it's true or not. Is it just toxic to go anywhere near Mayor Murray forever?
Yeah, I just think he's going to have a very difficult time getting a job.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's going to have to really look in the mirror and figure out what he does next, and whether he does it here or not. I mean, relocation could be in his future, just to try to reboot. Mm-hmm. But no matter what, he's not going to be able to shake the trail. Yeah, it's there, and he's branded. No matter what, he's branded for the rest of his life.
Some politicians have been able to do that, but this just feels like one of those issues.
Just age and time and the number of accusations, all cumulative. I don't believe he's going to be able to shake this one. I really don't.
What do you think is going to happen now? Let's talk about the other candidates with the campaigns going forward. Are they kicking it into high gear, or how do you think that's going to go?
Well, that's what happens after Labor Day. There's a lull in the late summer and August. July, August in Washington State is not a time to be politicking too hard, because we're all on our boats, or we're fishing, or wherever we're at. We're enjoying the daggone sunshine.
On your horse.
On my horse, anywhere but worrying about what the politicians are saying. Now it gets kicked into gear after Labor Day, and then it'll just accentuate. So the last 2 or 3 weeks before the November election will be when you'll see all the advertisements, and you'll see the mail, and you'll see the candidates and sign waving. You'll get inundated, and so they will stay the course in terms of they have to stay focused on their campaign. They can't let this mayoral resignation be a distraction to their campaign, and they cannot start thinking about how the chair fits if they win yet, because there's a lot of time. And I always say to folks, campaigns are more often lost than won. Yeah. So don't make mistakes, and it's going to accelerate now.
They're about to tell me we got to go, but real quick, who's in the lead right now?
Well, right now probably Jenny Durkin, but that doesn't mean. I mean, there's so much time left.
Right.
That I think the race is going to be very close, and we don't. Starting predicting is going to be very difficult in this race.